Hey, crypto heads, it's a Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal Show. We're back. Want to
Yay.
thank everybody real quick for sticking with us last week when we played our one of our favorite interviews with Nick Groff. That was pretty cool to see that again.
I talk about
But
that interview all the time.
I know,
I
well, it's
I
kind of we
honestly
have.
thought we did the show last week.
Oh,
Were you signed in the whole time waiting for us to
right.
magically
Yeah.
come in? Well, it's weird because every time I started it, it's like it started it all over again. So I'm like, what's going on? But I think it just played, it played perfect. And hopefully, if you guys missed it the first time, you got to see it the second time. But this is a live show, Mike. Just so you
Yes.
know, Mr.
Yes.
Heisenberg, this is live this week.
This is live.
Want to say hello to everybody in the chat rooms already tuning in. Denise, hello.
Hello.
How's it going? She was
Hello.
running late. She's got big deals going down that she had
Uh,
to wrap
I
up, right?
I
Yeah.
do. I do. It was let me tell you guys a story because it was like one of the cutest things ever. Um, I was on the billboard, right? I did absolutely nothing to get onto the billboard, but my 8-year-old doesn't understand that. Like he thinks that I'm like famous, okay? And we went to Dairy Queen the other day, and the lady tells me my total. I hand her my card, whatever. And he says, Mom, I can't believe she doesn't recognize you from your billboard.
I love it.
Right. That's
That's
awesome.
right.
That is so funny.
He thinks I'm super famous.
You are
are.
super famous.
You are.
You are.
So cute.
That's not, you deserve every bit of it too. That's awesome. We all wish you nothing but the best of luck, and we're super proud of you, D.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Yes, we
definitely.
are.
Definitely.
Thank you.
I mean, I've
Then
never
there's
been on a
Heisenberg.
billboard.
How you
Yeah.
been, man? No
I'm
billboard
doing
yet.
all right. Huh?
No billboard yet.
No, not yet.
Okay. All right.
Mine's
Well,
gonna
I'm
be
still waiting for
digital
mine too.
though. Mine's gonna be digital.
Nice. Gonna walk across it.
Yep. No, it's just gonna be me sitting there staring out like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Just says hello at the
Yeah.
bottom. Hello with
Angry
a question
kitty.
mark.
Yeah.
And then, last but certainly not least, one of our favorite people, our special guest this week, Peggy Goodell.
Pezzy.
Aw, shucks.
Before we get into anything with you first, I want to say, like we were talking about Nick Groff and how that was a big interview. We've had Dustin Parr. We've had some interesting people in the field,
Mhm.
but I can't remember the last time we've had this many people share the show,
Right.
comment on who our special
Yeah.
guest was when they found out it was
Aw.
you.
Yeah.
That's
So,
so
I mean,
sweet.
it, thank you so much for being on our show.
Oh
Yeah.
no, thank you for having me. I was joking with my husband. I said, yeah, they need fillers. You know, they're getting towards the
No.
No,
Oh my
you've
end.
you've brought us more attention for the show this week than we've had in a long time. So,
Yeah.
No,
and
I'm
it's because
so
everybody
excited.
loves Peggy.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
excited to be on the show. I really am.
That's
People are
awesome.
so excited. Look at the chat. I mean,
I know the chat's everybody. Hey, Peggy, we love
right?
Peggy. Peggy.
Yay. Yay.
Hi, you
It's
guys.
Peggy night. Like,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
Heisenberg and Goose and Denise. It's Peggy
Hey,
night.
I'll just sign. I'll
I was gonna say I'm just gonna
click
take the
off
night
and.
off then. I'll see you guys
Right? Yeah.
later.
You got this.
You are amazing, Peggy. Peggy is amazing. She's like
Yes.
the paranormal, big-hearted. I don't even. I don't philanthropist. I mean, that's really
Yeah.
what she is.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
sorry that Ray didn't sign your picture in a yearbook fashion.
Right?
We had planned
That's
this way
okay.
before,
Yeah.
and
No, I don't
he
remember
was
that.
just like, "No, I'm not doing it."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I do want to say, Heisenberg, I will see you next year. Denise, I did have a good summer, and I will keep in touch.
Yes.
Well, I
For
thought
those of you,
95 kicks ass would have been a little bit too much, because that's how I signed my yearbooks back in that day. So,
for those of you who don't know, Peggy is the only person on this planet to have an official Cryptic Paranormal autographed
Yeah.
poster.
I don't know if you can see it. It's up there by the door.
nice.
Look
It's a
at
little
that.
dark. It's a little dark, but it's up there. It's up there.
That's so
It's
cool.
a
Yeah.
Thank you
place
so
of
much.
honor.
Thank you so much for all the support you've given us on the show, and I'm sure everybody can chime in right now for all the support that you've given everybody in the chat room.
Right.
At some point, you've always been one of the biggest contributors to all the fundraisers that we've had. Whether it be paranormal or if it's just like a Facebook thing that we're throwing out to help raise
Mhm.
funds for whatever cause helps us. I mean, thank you so much, and we're so
Yeah.
excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be here, and it's like I found my family. I mean, I resisted Facebook for the longest time.
Yeah.
You know, I was on it a few years ago, and I'm like, it just wasn't for me. But I
Yeah.
got back into it, and I started, you know, getting into the groups and following
Right.
Denise and following all these people, and I really found like I found my family again. So it's, you know, it's right back at you. Whatever you say, I'm right back at you. I love everybody. You know, the camaraderie that we have.
Yeah. It for
pretty
sure.
amazing.
I mean, there's times where like things will happen to me, good or bad. And my first reaction is to reach out to the people that I've met on Facebook. You know, sometimes it's people that I've never even actually met in person, but you do form really good bonds with these people. I think there's so many good people. Everybody wants to focus on the drama and stuff, but there's so many good people out there.
Yeah, there are.
Except for Heisenberg. No,
well, I was going to say, there's three of us right here. Three good people. Guess which one?
one of these things is not like the other. Three of these things are kind of the same. So let's dive into the business here, Peggy. How did you get into the paranormal? What started this for you?
Yeah, so I know, Goose, that you have said before that in your household growing up, it wasn't spoken of, right? You weren't free to talk about it. My family was different. Not that we sat around the dining room table and had these long drawn out conversations or anything like that, but anytime we had questions about what happens after life, after this, my parents called it worlds, right? So we have this world and we have this other world, when somebody passes away. So we had a family member pass away when I was like 4 or 5, and they sat me down and they said, it's okay. They are in a better world now. They are in this world that's just beautiful and wonderful, and they're no longer in any pain. And it's a world that they can come back and visit you from. So even from a young kid, I knew that this was not the only thing out there, that that there are other things, and it's not just this world. There are other worlds out there. And so my parents also said things like, they could come back and visit you in your dreams, or when you're not dreaming. It's okay if they do. It's okay if they don't. Just know that they're in a better place. We all go there, and they may be able to come back and visit. So yeah, I've always known that. I had my first, really my only encounter when I was about 10. My parents had acreage, so it's all wooded. I was riding. I had a little pony that I would ride, through the woods, bareback. And one day I was riding through the woods, and I looked up, and there was this little Native American boy looking at me. We know that there's Native Americans who lived on the property because we found all kinds of arrowheads and all that stuff. But it was one of those situations where it's like you were in a vacuum. Everything that I heard, birds in the trees and the rustle of it just disappeared. And so we connected. I mean, I know we caught each other's eye. I looked away for a split second. Everything rushed back, and that was really it. I'm not sensitive, so as an adult, I appreciate that even more than I did as a kid, because it's the only encounter I've ever had. So I'm not an empath. I'm not sensitive. So I just really appreciate that more now as an adult than I did as a kid, and I really appreciate that.
And for you to be somebody who doesn't have experiences like that, you have to think like, how strong was that spirit to be able to get through whatever barriers you have up,
seriously. And they do say that kids see things that adults don't. And so I'm assuming that whatever I did have, whatever little bit I had as a kid, just is gone.
Well, you probably put up more barriers. You probably didn't have as many when you were a kid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would agree with that as well.
Yeah. Which, Goose, what? Did you type that?
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
It's 4.
Fro.
Any questions
I'm just going to stop.
Oh,
you
fixed it.
It's okay. He did the wrong way. That's why I let Denise do it. Just forget it.
So what you got for me?
Yeah, you got Fro Pezzy.
Ashley's in. What's up, Ashley?
Hey,
Look at all these
Ashley.
beautiful, wonderful.
Oh boy.
Love Ashley.
Obviously, she's not talking about us, Heisenberg.
Yeah, no.
No,
See,
that's right.
Well, she's especially
Ashley's
not
one of
talking
those
about me.
people. Ashley's one of those people that we talked about. You know, I talk to her all the time. I have never even met her in real life.
Yeah.
But
yeah, neither have I.
she's super supportive. She's, you know, somebody that when I have good news, I want to message her, you know.
Right.
She's She is special. She has a special heart. I really
She does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's always trying to scare me.
Nope.
And she usually succeeds.
Yeah.
So I'm interested if that's been your, and it was, you know, it was a while. I mean, when you were so young, what kept you going? Like what keeps you interested if you don't think you're sensitive or you haven't had that experience again?
Yeah, just because I know that there's something there. So I'm always trying to figure out what it is. That's why, you know, people say I don't have a lot of equipment, and I have to rely on equipment because I always joke that there could be something standing right next to me and I would have no clue that it's there. But no, the interest is because I know that there's something else out there. We can't be the only thing going on. It'd be arrogant of us to think that we are the only thing. Right. And so there has to be, and I'm just always looking for that. And not even just as proof, because I don't need the proof. I'm just looking for those connections, that communication. You know, just walk in a room and just start chatting and see what happens.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, that's really cool. I mean, a lot of people, if they hadn't had that another crazy experience like that, probably would have given up by now. But I don't know. I'm like you. I'm in the same group. I mean, I've had experiences since then, and I've definitely, my sensitivity has grown, I think. But nothing as like definitive as what I experienced when I was about the same age.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that you had somebody to talk to, because I didn't have that. I didn't have that support system. Yeah. But we already got tons of questions coming in. This is awesome.
Let's start with
Barb. Go back to Barb. She wanted to know what your first location. What was the first location Peggy investigated?
Yeah, so my first location, I'm going to put this in air quotes, my first investigation was in the mid-90s at the Whaley House in San Diego. And I use air quotes because it was the mid-90s and nobody knew what they were doing. I didn't even know that what I was doing had a name. It was just a friend of mine walking around literally with a cassette recorder. Now, I don't even know why we felt we needed that, but we did. I guess that we were intuitive enough to say, hey, you know, let's try and capture something.
Right.
Yeah.
So the two of us walking around Whaley House. Her brother did the ghost tours in San Diego at that time. And so he let us in for a couple hours one night.
Nice.
And it was just, like I said, I didn't know what we were doing, even had a name. But yeah, so that was mid-90s when I did my first investigation. So
nice.
That's really cool. And that's quite the location. I've heard some stories about that place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Patience wants to know, what has been your best piece of evidence you've gotten so far?
Yeah, so I was in a house state reformatory a couple years ago, and it was a public ghost hunt, but it was in February, so there were not a lot of people there. And that place is so big, you can actually be by yourself in several areas and really not anybody, right? So I was either in the hospital or the shower room that's right below the hospital. I was in one of those rooms, and I was hearing something back in the corner. Kept saying, is anybody over there? And then I have my video camera, and this rock came up over my shoulder and hit the floor.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't hear it. I heard some shuffling. I heard something, but I didn't realize that that's what it was until I looked at the video camera, until I looked at the evidence later on. So yeah, I was in that room by myself, and there was nobody else around. I did post it once. This is right. Like, you know, I said I was on Facebook and I left for a while. This is kind of what made me leave. I posted it and somebody said, well, it looks like you threw it at yourself. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't have to do it like this.
What?
There's no way I was going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So that's my best piece of evidence I caught. There's another piece that I didn't catch. And Denise, you know this story. Madison Seminary, Friday the 13th, storming like crazy.
gosh.
And Adam,
it was a full moon that night too.
Yeah, full moon. It was harvest moon, blood moon, whatever. It was full moon. We were in Adam. It was a public ghost hunt, so Adam was doing our group session in Sarah's room. So storming like crazy. We finished there. We walked down the hallway, turned the corner, and right down by the suicide bathroom, we see this full body apparition do this and come back in.
Whoa.
And only the 3 people, Adam, myself, and there's one other guy up at the front, we were the only ones who saw it. But unfortunately, I didn't catch it then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That was Adam loves telling that story. That's one of his favorites because the way it happened was the lightning struck.
Right there.
Oh, wow.
And the lightning was so bad that night that it like literally lit up the entire hallway, like the lights were on.
Yeah.
And so right at that moment is when they saw it peak, and Adam said it like almost looked like it was like, oh, holy shit, they can see me, and then ducked back real quick behind the wall.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to say anything because, you know, then people would be like, oh, okay, yeah, you saw something.
But yeah, we all just kind of stopped for a second. The 3 of us in the front just kind of looked at each other. Did you? Yeah. We all said, if the lightning hadn't gone off at that time, we would not have seen it at all.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was storming so bad that it caught something on fire outside, out in the field. A lightning strike had caught something on fire. I mean, that's how bad that storm was.
That was a crazy night. Wicked. The whole night was just crazy.
It was wicked.
Yeah, that was.
So we got one from Kristen. You want to go ahead and ask that one?
Kristen.
Peggy, have you ever been to a location that you were scared of or scared at, or any time she's been investigated? Anytime Kristen has investigated with you, you're the epitome of brave, because you're like solo lady. You like go to some of these places by yourself.
Yeah, right. I don't see it as brave. I see it as I don't know any better. And I see that because I'm not sensitive. And so I've got nothing to scare me, or, you know, I don't see anything. Kristen, I haven't been scared, but I have gone to a place that I've had to walk out. Now, it's happened. There's been a couple of times where I've been at a location and I'm starting to feel a little sick. So I walk out of that area. 15 minutes later, I go back and it's fine. However, a couple of months ago, I was at Austin Maynard's, one of his properties, Westwood School. And same thing was happening. I started to feel really ill, just queasy, just nauseous. I was in the basement. So I said, all right, well, let me leave that area. I moved to the other section of the basement. Still going on. I went upstairs for a few minutes. I went into the safe room. I walked outside. Nothing was helping me. So I ended up just walking away. I always say there's no shame in walking away. Right. So I'm like, Austin, you know what? I'm sorry to bring you out here, but this place is just not for me on this night. And so that's the only place I've walked away, the only location that I walked away from completely.
Wow.
Yeah. And you're right. It's not worth it, especially if it's affecting your physical health, you know, and your physical well-being. Like, you know, I always say whenever I'm like doing tours or public hunts at the seminary, like, look, I'm not trying to get views on YouTube. I'm not trying to get a show on Discovery Plus. Like, I don't need to be here. So if I'm feeling uncomfortable, I'm going to leave.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
And some would say that is a form of sensitivity, Peggy. Just throwing that out there.
Just saying.
It could be. It could be. So, you know, I'd like to go back and try it again and see, you know, what happens, but it's going to be a little bit of time before I do that. So, you know, cut my losses and again next year, maybe.
Yeah.
So Laura asked the question, and I'm not sure if you already answered this one with your last answer. But what did I say, Laura?
You said Laura twice.
Lauren, I'm sorry, Lauren Glenn. I apologize.
Like Denise is on you tonight, man.
I know. My God.
That's Lauren. That's the girl, man.
Why don't I just sit back? I'll be the eye candy. Heisenberg, you go ahead.
I don't want her turning on me.
My game tonight.
Sorry.
What's the most intense experience you've ever had with your equipment?
Yeah, so we talked about the rock. Not that visit, another visit at OSR. we had my sister and I had gone, and this was the first time the K2 had gone all the way up to red. I mean, it all the way up to red for probably 30 seconds. So we knew that we were speaking with something. It was intelligent, where we would ask it to step away. It would go back down. We'd ask it to come forward. It would go back up. So yeah, those two are probably my most intense, as far as equipment goes, my most intense times.
Yeah. That's cool when it goes all the way. And when it's, a lot of times people will be investigating and their K2 will go off and it'll just like stay on. And I'm like, okay, like I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that's probably just like actual electricity. Like that's what those are made for, So that's what I always do, is I always try to say, like, if that's you, can you make it stop? Because if it is something paranormal, then it will make it stop. But if it's electrical, it's just going to keep going.
Right, exactly. And now that I'm talking about it too, Licking County was like that down in the chapel. So you guys have been to Licking County, correct? Downstairs in the basement, that one area that they call the chapel.
Yeah.
Same thing. That area for me was the most active. Now the entire place was active. I don't think that there was a floor I was on where I didn't get either my music box going off or K2 hits, but the chapel was the most intelligent piece.
Yeah.
Where, step up. Are you a man? Step up. Female, step up. So I got that it was a male. It was not the pastor. He did know the warden from the time. So there was a lot of intelligent conversation, I feel, when I was there.
That's cool. Let's get Jeff up here. He forgot to ask, have you been to the Bel Air house?
Yes, I have been to the Bel Air house. Last year, I was invited by, now they're called, one of my favorite teams, Bump in the Night Society. At the time, they were known as Celestial Oddities, and they had a couple different members. But yes, I was at the Bel Air house last year for a full weekend. So I got there on Friday, left on a Sunday. And I'm actually going to check off one of my bucket list locations tomorrow, because that team also invited me to go to Moundsville. So we're going to Moundsville tomorrow night. And I check that off my bucket list. So I'm really
you like Moundsville.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And like I said, I love that team. They are so cool.
I can't wait to meet them. They're another one that's going to be at the Paris Icon, I believe.
Yes.
Next May.
Yeah,
so
they were here last year, but I missed it, and they'll be here this year.
Awesome. Yeah, it's just again another team or group of people that I talk to all the time that I'm finally going to get to meet. So
right,
there's a great side of these Paracons. Especially, I like the local ones. We don't. And we can't forget Potographs.
Yes,
yes, that's going to be a good one.
That's in Michigan. Not super
Tim,
local, but.
And did you say you got Tim to come back?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I could listen to
still come back.
He will. I could listen to Tim tell his story 20 times a day and never get sick of it.
It is such an amazing story.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to have him on again. He's always like, oh, I don't want to tell the same story. I'm like, tell the story.
Tell it, man.
Yep. I don't care how many times I've heard it. I want to hear it again.
Yep. It's a good story. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
And he's done so much good work already.
Yeah.
The few years he's been doing it. It's just, and I love dogs. And I understand every word that he says when he's telling that story.
Right. Yeah. Eddie Pence.
What's Peggy's favorite location?
It's going to be Madison.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good answer, Peggy. I'll give you $20 later.
Yep.
Yeah, Madison, you've got those locations where you walk in, and the very first time you walk in, it's like you're home. So Madison is one of those for me. I have 2 more visits, and it will be the most visited place I've been. So 2 more. So hopefully this year or next year it will surpass my most visited location.
What's the other one?
Ohio State, OSR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you are equal distance from me. So it's in like an hour and 15 for me for either place.
Nice.
But speaking of, we are so fortunate to be in an area that within 2 or 3 hours, you've got so many locations. Some places I've never been yet, and they're
Right?
it's like literally my backyard, like an hour from here.
Yeah.
So that you've always got someplace to go.
Yeah, we are very lucky. Look, I'm complaining about driving to Michigan because it's going to take me like 4 hours. I'm like, ugh. You know, when you're so used to like you want to go to a location, it's like even Hinsdale is.
Wait, they're not sending a driver for us?
No.
No.
We're flying into Detroit, and they're
private
in
jet.
a limo. Yeah, a limo will pick us up at the airport. No, but even Hinsdale is only 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? Like we don't ever have to drive far.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Hinsdale's a little bit longer for us, so it was like almost 4 hours, I think. From
Hinsdale, Wildwood, and Hinsdale for me are 4 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Wildwood was a haul. I made it though. Made it. Proud of myself.
Wildwood is another one of those places that.
Oh wait, no, I'm not. I've never been to Wildwood. I was thinking
of
a different place. Sorry, never mind. I've never been to Wildwood. I'll figure that one out.
Yeah, Wildwood is a good place. It's small enough where I did a solo there, so it's small enough where I can set up my equipment, but big enough where there's a lot of activity and a lot of things to look at and to investigate, and I really like it a lot. Now, you've been there, Denise? Correct?
Yeah, we went there, and it's nice because you can sleep there.
Yeah, that is true.
I do like that.
That's always a nice bonus.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're traveling, if you can sleep there, then you save so much money on like a hotel or something, and you don't have to worry about driving home at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It seems to be more popular that more and more locations are starting to do that. Allow you, and I understand that sometimes I think like Madison is like this. Some cities just don't allow you to do that.
Yeah, we don't.
But it feels like that's becoming more popular.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I like if we're looking at 2 different places to investigate and one of them lets you spend the night and the other one we're going to have to book a hotel.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I'm going for a hotel.
Of course you would.
I would say that but I won't sleep. I'd probably.
Yeah, if I was going to do that, I'd be staying up the whole night.
You know what? It's not so bad. You just have to listen, I'm scared of everything, but I just turn on my music. I just turn my music on so you can't hear the footsteps and doors closing. Yeah, exactly. You just turn the music on and just go to sleep. It's fine.
I think I would just be up there investigating the whole night.
Right.
Yeah. That's
So
I'll do a Ray and I'll fall asleep in the hallway. That's probably the only way.
I sleep while we're actively investigating. That's what I do.
We just let him go. It was like we just tag
I wake up
snoring
because everybody's laughing because we're being silent, and I'm in a corner snoring in the the most haunted room of the building, and I'm snoozing away. Shelley wanted to know what is your favorite piece of equipment and why.
Yeah, I think it's going to be my music box. I just think that it is unique. Mm-hmm. I know that there are several kinds out there, but I'm addicted to the one, and it has a bit of a fault. I'm addicted to the one that has the mechanism on the top, which is sometimes you have to be really careful about.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm solo, so I have everything in my little backpack. So I've got it positioned just right. Yeah. But yeah, and I know that there's another one out there that it's I haven't played with this one. I don't know if anybody has it. It's all contained. It looks like a little coffin.
I've seen them.
Yeah, I haven't played with that one, so I don't know about
Sean has that, doesn't he?
To be my music box.
I can't keep track of everything that everybody has, but I remember he said he had one. I think he might have posted it. So, but yeah.
Or maybe I just saw them someplace and I was like,
no, I saw them somewhere too, but I can't remember. Like there was a bunch of them set up next to each other. Yeah. I don't know. There's so many different tools and toys that I want to try, but you guys know me. By the end of the night, I barely have a recorder, and sometimes I forget my flashlight. So
I never forget my flashlight.
There are so many new builders out there too. I mean,
there are.
You've got Attic Junkie and you've got Moon. One of the Bump in the Night Society, Mikey Bowser, just Moon Phase Paranormal, I think. Nice. But yeah, there's just a lot of them coming up.
Yeah. And when you shop around, these guys are wanting to get their stuff out there, so their pricing is a little bit
Mm-hmm.
better than going to like the Ghost Hunter store or Ghost Stop and trying to,
Yeah.
or even Amazon. Like I remember, when I remember like a week after that music box, the first time I saw it was on Destination Fear.
Yep, that was the first place I saw it.
And I looked it up like a week later, and it was already up to like $300 on Amazon. I'm like,
Right.
holy shit! You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I got mine from Amazon, but it was the Prime Day where they have a lot of things on sale.
What?
So secret.
Oh,
Here's
wow.
a secret that sometimes works. Doesn't always work, but start putting, if you're on Amazon, start putting things in your wish list. You know, your
Okay.
and more often than not, it'll go on sale. You'll get a coupon for it. It'll tell you that, hey, the price has dropped on this.
Nice.
So that's something I've learned in the past couple of years is if you want it and you don't need it right away, put it in your shopping list and your wish list and see where it goes.
Nope, I want everything right away.
I don't have that luxury.
Instant gratification, right?
Right.
You better give me a tree cake, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh, I just bought some of those today. I got them in the freezer. They're in the freezer. I love them in the freezer.
Yes, that's perfect.
Christmas tree cakes are my favorite. I'm honestly glad that
My
they
wife's
don't
like,
make them
they're just like zebra cakes, right? I'm like, no.
I mean, they are, but they have those little sprinkles on top.
They have sprinkles.
They don't
make 'em
look like a
crunchy.
zebra cake. Hello.
Right?
And there's something about eating that triangle at the top of the cake.
The top of the tree. Yeah.
Oh.
I try and you know what I do is I peel the icing off the top.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
And I save that for last.
Yeah.
So I peel that off, set it aside, eat the cake.
I eat the top off, and then I go around the edge and eat all the edge icing off.
Fillet
and then
it.
I start eating.
You gotta fillet it.
People just look at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Eating my tree cake, thank you."
Right?
What are you doing?
You can eat your tree cake any way you like, right?
Exactly. It's like a peanut butter cup. Ashley wanted to know what are your top 3 on your bucket list places?
Yeah, so the one is Moundsville, and I'm checking that off tomorrow.
Nice.
And then there are 2 that I kept trying to get in this year, but I just couldn't, fit it in. One is Gill House, which is very close to me.
Yeah.
Gill House is awesome.
The other one is Brownella Cottage, which again, they're both
yeah.
really close to me, and for some reason the dates just weren't working. So those are the 3 bucket list places that I haven't gone. I have a fantasy list too. I mean, my bucket list is doable. My fantasy list is not.
All right. What's the fantasy list?
I'd like to go to the Island of the Dolls in Mexico.
Nope.
Take Goose with you. He'll love it.
No.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'd have to turn down.
Take him with you.
I don't care what kind of hotel room you buy me, what kind of car, whatever. I'm not going.
And then I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Poveglia Island.
Oh, yeah.
Italy. Yeah.
Something about a whole haunted island to yourself would just be like crazy.
Talk about being locked down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Swim to mainland from there? I mean,
depending on what I see, I might.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian Baum from Bearded Paranormal wants to know what your favorite fruit is.
Strawberries and melon. Any kind of melon.
Good call. Nice. Strawberry. Yes.
Strawberries and melon.
Ashley said she'll fucking go with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ashley. Road trip.
Everybody's getting hungry.
I'll swing by, Ashley, spend a couple days with you, and then you and I will go from there.
Right.
Have fun.
When she was supposed to come to MadCon, I told her, I'm like, come a couple days early so we could just hang out for a couple days before all the chaos.
That's probably why she was fine sleeping in the place, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I agree.
Wildwood was one of our right. Wildwood was one of our first places that we spent the night at. And I made Shelly make sure that the room was fine. And then our room didn't have a door. And so, you know, like I feel like the ghost is not going to be able to go through the door. So I was worried that there was not a door. So Shelly actually put crystals all at the door. She stood them all up and put them at the door. And she's like, there, now you can sleep. And I'm like, thanks, Shelly.
You're a good protector.
Until you hear, ouch.
Right? Yeah, like just remember that they're there when you go to the bathroom at night.
When I was there was a bird that had come in from one of the open areas, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm getting it so active. Oh my gosh, I'm hearing this. Is that you? What, you know, that my K2 is not going off, but I'm hearing something. I'm like, God damn it.
That reminds me of the attic and Prospect Place, because they all the birds hang out in that thing at the top of Prospect Place, and you hear them like up there scratching around. And if you're not like paying attention, you're like, "What the hell's that?"
Yeah,
like, there are demons here.
Especially if you're there early in the morning, like you stay late, and like when they start getting all active, you'll hear.
Right.
That's another place that's on my bucket list, but they don't allow solos, so I'm going to have to interview some.
Yeah, they are. They have some strictness in their rules.
Yeah,
but
and I completely.
It makes sense.
I mean, there's more. You know, there are several out there, and I completely understand that. Hey, Sean, how are you? Sean is from the Bump in the Night Society, by the way. I was talking about them earlier.
Peggy's been talking mad shit about you guys.
But
I said you were one of my favorite teams.
I don't think I've ever heard Peggy talk shit about anybody, so you're good. He knows I'm kidding, obviously.
Right.
Why are we talking about food already, guys? It's too early. You're supposed to wait till after 9.
I just said, never mind.
And
everybody's going to Prospect Place with you.
Okay.
Right. Paranormal party with Peggy at Prospect Place.
Right?
That's a lot of peas.
Yeah, we all need to go to Broken Bow too.
I do want to go to Broken Bow. And I'm serious. When I go to Broken Bow, I'm taking a week. Like
well, yeah.
I
think we should find some places between here and there and do a paranormal week.
Okay, 2 weeks then. Because I want a week with Ashley.
Oh, okay, so, gotcha.
Yeah. Right. And then we'll do a couple days on the way down, a couple days on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally down. I love road trips.
I'm getting lost in the chat room.
I know.
I'm gonna get you some Monster Spray, D.
Well, how about some Ghost Drink?
It would probably work on me.
It goes well with your Monster Spray.
Everybody's going to. Okay, so since we were talking about Shelly, okay, I saw this video on TikTok, and it has me fucked up. Okay, this guy was in his bathroom, and I'm sure it was all fake, but just the thought of it scared the shit out of me. This guy was in his bathroom, and he's recording down the hallway, and down the hallway, you can hear his own voice calling him, and his own voice is going, come here, I gotta tell you something, come here. What? Are you kidding me? So then my husband and I were talking about it, because I was like, would you go? Like, would you go in the dining room if you heard your own voice coming from the dining room? And he's like, yeah, I would have to see who it was. And I'm like, well, it's obviously not you. Like, why would you go in there? And then he's like, what would you do? And I'm thinking about it. And as I say, I would call Shelly, he says, you'd probably call Shelly. Well, yeah, because it's either that or I stand down the hallway and go, fuck you, I'm not coming out there. Like,
I'd be looking around, who is that sexy son of a bitch with that sultry, beautiful voice? I gotta meet him.
Like, what do you do if you hear your own voice coming from the other side of your house?
Yeah.
Like, Peggy, dude, you got any Christmas trees?
I'm gonna burn the house down, probably.
That was my other option, is burn the house down. Yes.
It reminds me of a movie I saw, Sci-Fi Channel, years and years ago, where this woman somehow time traveled, and she was looking back on her life, and she's like, oh, this guy's bad for you. Watch out for this guy. Don't marry this guy. Don't do this with this guy. And then she somehow is able to call herself
Oh.
So she's in the future, but she calls herself, so it goes back to, current time. And she's like, this guy's not good for me, or, I love him, but he's not good for me. And she gets a phone call, and it's herself from the future.
Oh.
So weird.
Nice.
So that's what it reminds me of.
See?
I'd be like, oh, so I lived that long. All right, that's good.
Right?
I'm still living, so.
Would you go into the dining room if you heard yourself from there? See?
Yeah.
That's why you're brave, Peggy.
I don't know any better.
You have to know that that's a fucked up situation, Peggy. You don't have to be psychic or an empath to know that that's fucked up. You don't just
you hear your voice coming from the dining room and you're not in there, then
right.
Yeah. Now, if I saw myself in there, okay, I'd probably be afraid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even open my eyes, man. I just run the fuck past that thing.
Leave my kids and everything.
Yep. Like, see you guys later.
Not leave my kids.
It depends on which past me was there. Like, are the one from high school? All right, you guys want to switch places for just a second? Like,
Let me give you some advice before you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what.
Especially because it was saying, like, come here. I have to tell you something. Come here.
Yeah.
Why don't you come here?
No.
No.
You come here.
Oh my gosh. That's too funny.
Nope.
Before you know, you're having a screaming match with yourself.
Right?
No, you come here.
No. Get out of my house.
Well, as he passed me, he's a lazy son of a bitch too. Can't get off my ass off the chair long enough to go see myself.
You better stay out of my Christmas tree snacks.
Yeah, that's right. There better be some left by the time I get back in there.
Right?
That's the only reason past me would get off his ass to come to the future to see if I had some more Christmas tree cakes.
Or like, can you grab the remote for me? It's so far away.
Yeah.
Oh no. You guys are crazy. I would not go. Nope. Ken would be on the toilet.
Well, if it's gonna bring me stuff, maybe. Like if I said, "Hey, can you bring me a Pepsi?" and one floats in there, I'm like, "All right, maybe we got something we can work with."
Yeah, but like, what if it's you that walks down the hallway?
Huh?
What if it's you carrying a Pepsi down the hallway?
As long as he gets his Pepsi.
Well, if it's him carrying the Pepsi down the hallway, he's not going to get that Pepsi because he loves
the
that
other
Pepsi.
Him's going to get it. Yeah.
I'm not afraid to punch a ghost, man.
I think we're
over Pepsi. All right.
I mean,
yeah.
That's smart, Shelly. I'd do the same.
But like, how do you guys know? Everybody's assuming that it's like a future or past you. I'm assuming it's a demon. Like, that was my first thought.
I would only think it was a demon if I heard Kate say
it. Should have checked behind you before you said that, man.
Doors closed.
Yeah, I'm probably screwed up.
I'm sorry, Holly. What? Have you never tried a Christmas tree cake?
Is there a way to block her from the chat?
Right.
Just kidding, Holly.
Right.
You go out to the store, Holly. You get them. We'll wait.
Right. Yeah.
And they're not like zebra cakes, no matter what my wife says.
You get them, put them in the freezer, try them tomorrow.
Big glass of cold milk.
Yeah. Report back to us tomorrow. You'll know.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to drink any milk.
You're welcome.
I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Here's the mama. He needs the milk.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I barely drink water.
right. I'm drinking coffee and I'm supposed to be drinking like Gatorade and shit because I'm getting my booster tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you better.
My booster is no problem. What did you have? Can I ask if you're getting Moderna or Pfizer?
I'm getting Pfizer.
Okay. I had Moderna as my first two.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. My booster was Pfizer and was no problem. Sore arm and that's it.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to know. Well, I had the Johnson & Johnson, so I didn't have a second shot with that, and I didn't get sick with that. But this is a completely different. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be looking at because, but they are allowing people who had JJ to get the Pfizer or the Moderna booster now, so we'll see. And I'm seeing all this crap talk from Holly, and I'm not digging it. I thought I knew you, Holly. I really did.
I like it. Patience is like Instacart that shit.
That's a great
Get
idea. Where's
some
my phone?
Christmas tree cakes, stat.
Yeah, right.
Well, DoorDash goes to Walgreens and stuff now.
Yeah,
So.
Oh,
they
yeah.
do. CVS. Yep, they
Yep.
certainly do.
We do, Holly.
We
love
do.
you.
Sir,
Holly.
this is your 5th delivery today.
Right.
I told you to bring me all the Christmas cakes.
My
What
spies
did you not
with the
understand?
boots on the ground told me that you had 2 more cases. We need to get
Oh,
sponsored by
gosh.
them. Screw Ghost.
Oh, I feel like you're just saying that because they haven't picked you up and,
No, they haven't.
endorsed you yet.
No.
So it's fine.
Ghost, when you're feeling haunted by tiredness.
Is it that late already? We're already like losing the 4th wheel here.
I know, that's what I'm saying. People like jumped on it way too early, guys. We got to wait till 9 at least.
Holly said she's a dasher. I dashed for like 1 day, but
I
at the
did
point,
it for like 2 weeks.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. It just I was in a truck,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I was wasting more money in gas than I was earning. So
Yeah, that's why I was
didn't
in a
make
truck
sense.
too then.
Yeah.
We have DoorDash out here, but I live so far out in the boonies that we can get McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Yeah.
I actually
I can do that
DoorDash
myself.
McDonald's, which I thought was
Right.
crazy. I'm like, okay, you're gonna DoorDash and pay all this money for me to bring you McDonald's,
Right.
and it was like
Yeah.
cold and probably soggy as hell by the time I got it to your house.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that makes no sense. I mean, I get it if you really can't get out, but you can get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm freaking cheap, man. I'm like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, it costs more than it would be going to the store. Plus, if you don't order enough, then you have to pay delivery fee. Plus,
Right.
you have to, you feel bad if you don't tip them. It's just
Right. It's
The
too
only
much
time
for
we've
me.
ever done it is when like my wife happens to see like she's got free delivery. Like sometimes places will offer free delivery,
Yeah.
and she'll get then she'll do it then. But anybody going to see Ghostbusters Afterlife this weekend? I don't know about this weekend, but it's on the agenda.
Yes, I want not this weekend, but I want to see it. I'm gonna wait till I get to the theater down here in Highland Square where it's like $5 and there's barely anybody there.
Yeah, there you go.
smart thinking.
Nice. But yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it in the theater, like ASAP.
Yeah.
I'm
It
just
looks
excited
good.
because it's like
looks
it
good.
looks like there's going to be cameos by the original cast,
Mhm.
and the storyline looks interesting. And I like Paul Rudd. I think he's a funny guy.
I love Paul
Sexiest man
Rudd.
alive.
Yeah.
The sexiest man of the year this year.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Mhm.
I don't normally pay attention to that stuff, but I do follow Paul Rudd, and so he's funny. Oh my gosh, it's too fast, too fast.
Yes, we do love the drive-in.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
God, I haven't been to the drive-in in forever.
We
Maybe we have
went.
2 around here. I'm not sure if the Barberton one's still open, but I know
Yeah, we go to the one in like that's between Ravenna and Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really cool. I mean, it's so cheap compared to going to the theater.
Right?
Because you pay the extra money. We pay a little extra money to get preferred parking spots, so it's there for us when we get there.
Mhm.
Little like $10-15 to bring our own food. So we can go to like Little Caesars and buy a bunch of cheap ass
totally worth
pizzas
it.
and be like
Mhm.
good to
But it'll be
go.
cold by the time you
Zebra
get there.
cake.
Not
Right?
really.
Bring some Christmas tree cakes,
Mhm.
Little
It's on the
Caesars.
way there, so it's not like it's not bad.
You know how bad
Christmas
my
tree
scary,
cakes in the middle of the summer.
my scary movie phobia is? Kate went to the drive-in by herself so she could watch scary movies.
Nice. She can't because you can't watch them.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, no. Nope. They were just making fun of me at work for that today because they asked me if I saw The Conjuring and I was like, no, no.
Like, why? Why would I see
don't-
that?
I don't watch scary movies. And they're
Do you-
like, don't
do you
you
like
work
scary
at
movies, Peggy?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
They're really I watch those more than I watch anything else. Although I haven't watched much lately. But yeah, I watch scary movies more than anything else. I'm not into like rom-coms and
No.
you know, I'm not into the. I've never watched Titanic. I've never seen, you know, any of those big name ones. It's more scary.
Yeah.
I was a little obsessed with Leonardo DiCaprio when Titanic came out.
Are you
So I
still?
did watch that, but honestly, I also watched a documentary before it came out, and they talked about all of the similarities in the movie. You know, like all of the things that they actually got right. You know,
Right.
all of the
Yeah.
things that were actually real. And so I was super excited to watch it for that reason too, because I've always kind of been a nerd like that. So
Yeah, you mentioned before that you really like history. And,
yeah,
and all
I
that.
do.
So, how many things did I mean? Were there a lot of things that they took liberties with? Do you remember?
I mean, the entire like actual plot line with Rose and Jack, like all of that is obviously bullshit. But there's a lot of like very oh sorry. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me the iceberg wasn't real.
Or the Blair Witch Project. Shit. No, they did. The director really took a lot into consideration and did a lot of like the very small details that you probably wouldn't even notice unless you watched the documentary. But like, you know, things like the band continuing to play out on the deck as the ship's going down. You know, there was a lot of things like that that were very accurate. And they showed a comparison, you know, of the people who played them and like the actual people. And they did a really good job. Mm-hmm. For a lot of, even like they were paying attention to like the crew and everything, like trying to make sure all of that, you know, I guess when you're making a historical movie that's not historical at all, you gotta get all the background stuff right so that it looks like it's a historical movie.
Now, did the orchestra continue to play as it was sinking?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna calm anybody down. Yeah. You're hanging on a piece of the ship for your life.
Right.
Oh, isn't that viola perfect?
I saw a documentary on why the Titanic probably really sank because it had a fire on it.
Bigfoot?
No, it had a fire in one of the chimneys because they used old coal from another ship that doesn't burn as well. And
really,
there's also a conspiracy that it was not even the Titanic. Did you ever see that?
Really?
Because there were actually two identical ships, and the Titanic was new and very expensive. And so I can't remember, somebody in the chat will know, maybe Patience, because she seems to be right on top of it. There was another ship, and the guy who owned the ship ended up getting a ton of money when the Titanic sank, but it actually was his old ship that he just put the name Titanic on, and then he got all of that money for sinking a new ship. I don't know. There was a whole thing, and like
so it was an insurance scheme.
Yeah, and he was a banker, and like
definitely a mastermind that pull off a sinking of a ship.
Like 14 of his 16 top competitors were on the ship that day. Like seriously, look it up. There's a whole big conspiracy theory about it. Yeah.
Those aliens, I'm just saying.
Probably. There we go.
See? Wow. Britannic. Barb says a Britannic.
Yeah.
The Olympic Titanic's sister ship.
Christian says, ooh. Ooh. So, we'll figure it out. But seriously, watch it. It was just one of those things where you're like, okay, it sounds totally crazy, but at the same time, that's a lot of coincidences. Yeah. You know, that's like too many things.
I would love to investigate some of that stuff that they were able to retrieve from the bottom of the ocean.
In the museum or something.
Yeah.
I think cool. If I'm trying to remember, didn't Ghost Hunters a long time ago, didn't they investigate the Titanic Museum in Atlanta or something, or in Georgia?
I was either Ghost Hunters. It might have been Ghost Adventures. I think it was Ghost Adventures.
Okay.
I don't know. They could have both, because I think there's a couple Titanic museums. I know there's one in Missouri, like where around the Ozark, where that whole area is, where the touristy part of that area is.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there's a couple different ones that have like they split up some of the stuff, but they'll have like the big like replica Titanic on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the one that I saw with the Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures was a traveling exhibit or something.
Oh, that's what
Okay.
Just like Jason says.
Yes, I've seen the traveling Titanic museum I saw the exhibit that was in Cleveland for a while. Which is really cool because my favorite part of it was touching what the fake iceberg.
Yeah.
It was like challenging each other to see how long we could hold on to it.
So one of your hands are stuck in there.
Right.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Zach Bagel bites in this crew.
Okay. That was funny.
Bagel bites.
I do.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I do.
I'm very on the fence. Just because, like, how come we don't hear anything about it anymore? Like, did it just stop being the Bermuda Triangle? Or did we just stop going around it?
I believe it in a scientific way.
Same.
It's right in the middle of all like the current, whatever that current is that goes through. I mean, it's in a stormy area. Does it go to Miami, Bermuda? What's the other one?
I don't know.
I don't know, Mr. Science. Tell us.
Right?
He's like, shit.
Yeah,
Puerto
so
Rico.
it does make the
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Puerto Rico.
I believe there could be some scientific phenomenon that causes things like electronics to go haywire. And
they found like that magnetese, whatever that magnetic rock in Bermuda, I think, like in there and everything. So that's why it probably messes up.
Yeah.
Like that.
And they found something similar to that at the Skinwalker Ranch. They found big deposits of it throughout the ranch that was causing like crazy magnetic disturbances and but that
everything else could be explained. Everything else could be explained.
Well, all the reports in the triangle are based on people saying, "Oh, my instruments went crazy. I mean, the dials were just spinning, and I couldn't see anything. And I thought I was going up, but I was going down." And so there's something to be said for that.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, why did it stop? Or do people just not fly over there anymore?
Yeah, you're right. I haven't heard anything lately.
Or maybe we have better equipment.
Maybe.
Well, I think it's explainable. I mean, it's the current. It's it's right in a stormy area. Miami is terrible, like off the coast of Florida and all those places. And I think everything can pretty much be explained.
Sure.
Okay, so
aliens.
Shelly's onto something. Okay, so that whatever this material is that causes this to happen, it's in the Bermuda Triangle and it's at Skinwalker Ranch. Like, is it anywhere else? Is this like a normal thing that we have on Earth, or was it aliens?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's an actual rock. I like it.
Yeah, Ken brings up a good point. He said there are multiple triangles. Like, I was actually just reading. I didn't deep dive into the article. It's kind of just one of those things that kind of just like skimmed through it real quick because it interests me. They're talking about the Alaskan Triangle.
Maybe.
I think there's just pockets or like areas of our world that have some kind of scientific craziness, like magnet wise.
Yeah. The Alaska Triangle, I think it's probably over the Bering Sea, which is just terrible.
And it always seems to be over water.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. I mean, I don't know how that correlates with the Skinwalker Ranch having that.
Yeah, I don't know about the Skinwalker Ranch, but I mean, the water explains the disappearance because it's hard to scan everything.
But I will tell you, they discovered in the Skinwalker Ranch the area where they dug where that area of what do they call it? Area of importance, or what do they call it? Like, I can't think of the word. Anyways, it was a triangle. It was literally a triangle. So it's just weird.
Yeah. It's just so crazy to me that it's 2021 and we think that we're so smart. Okay, other people think that we're so smart, like as a species. And like, still, we don't know everything and we're still discovering all these things. Like, I don't understand where people get this arrogance. Like, oh no, that can't be real because we don't know about it.
Yeah, like we were saying when we first started, it's the epitome of arrogance, thinking that we are the only thing here.
Right? and that we know everything, and that we've seen everything. Like we're discovering new things every day. We don't.
We've never seen
everything.
the true bottom of the ocean either.
Right.
Like there's some of those like whether they gorges or whatever, they're like beyond what we could reach.
Right.
Probably, maybe Atlantis is down there. They're all chilling.
Right.
Dustin, watch. There's a show. I don't know if there's any more seasons coming out, but it's The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. It's a great show. It's a really interesting show, and he was talking about they don't allow people to dig. They are digging quite a bit on that show. It's they're finding all kinds of weird materials and it really don't make any sense. It's interesting. They're having paranormal experiences. They're seeing UAFs or UFOs or whatever the hell you want to call them now.
Right.
That correlate with like they have all this scientific equipment that's picking up different readings, and it's like, and a cow dies during this whole thing. It's just crazy. It's like all kinds of
and
weird
it was
stuff.
Weird, like didn't like nothing there's like coyotes and stuff all over, and nothing came after the cow, and there was like no flies on it, and
nothing came near the cow after it died, and they just let it sit there to see like what would happen, and it actually didn't really even decay as much as I thought it would have.
Yeah, late life.
I gotta see that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's actually, for a paranormal show, it's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah,
because they're trying to dive into the. It's not. Yeah, I mean, with the UFO correlation and stuff, it is a little bit, but they are trying to find a scientific reason why all this stuff is happening.
Right.
But like at the end of every season, it points back directly to like aliens and UFOs and stuff like that. They've actually got kind of a way. They've tried to delve into like the whole Native American connection, but they kind of usually get away from that, and it always ends up back to being like between the ground and some UFO activity, or there's like an underground base or an alien underground base. But it's interesting. There's no like jumping to conclusions on things. They just constantly have all these things happening they just cannot figure out. Like, and they think they have an answer. They get close to what they think of the answer, and then something else happens, and it just blows everything out of whack again. It's interesting.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't watched all it. I should watch that again. I don't have time to watch it. I don't know. No. I should try.
Yeah. I get all excited because I've been watching Expedition Bigfoot. Like, I've been kind of branching off from the ghost hunting shows and watching like more like cryptozoology and UFO shows.
Yeah.
But again, that whole thing, they're looking at something in the dark with infrared technology, but they don't know what it is on the other side. It's just a figure that's putting off heat. It's like I can't jump in there on their team and say, "Oh yeah, that's definitely Bigfoot."
Totally Bigfoot.
Everything's Bigfoot. Oh, this little twig here I found.
It's broken.
It's broken. It's going to be Bigfoot.
Right.
It's got hair on it.
Yeah. Yep. Lord knows nothing else in the forest has hair.
No.
No, they have fur.
Holly says that Bigfoot is probably the only thing she really doesn't believe in. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I want it to be real.
I do too.
Like, I want it to be something. And I still think, was it Dustin Pari that suggested that we're just like a time lapse when we're seeing the Bigfoot? It's actually like some kind of interdimensional, like at that time we're looking back at what we used to be.
That should blew my mind.
I was going to bring that up. Wasn't that on, I think it was on your show. That it was brought up by someone, and I couldn't remember who.
Yeah, it was Dustin Perry.
Time, almost like a time warp, not say time warp, but just a view into what we used to be.
Right. And that's why there's no bodies, because it's not an actual body. It's just a glimpse of a time slip or whatever. And then the same thing with aliens, because as we continue to evolve, that's what we would turn into. You know, we don't need our hair to keep warm anymore. We have clothes. So eventually we'll just not have hair, you know, and it just, I don't know. It's just crazy to think of it.
Yeah. And then spirits are on the other realm. It's just, that's the future.
Right. And so it's not like us, like next week, you know, and it's not us last week, but like a million years ago, a million years in the future, whatever.
So basically, Holly, it's like the missing link. It's when we started walking upright after being more ape-like and then eventually becoming hairless and
right. Oh, jeez.
I go to West Virginia State.
They said, Peggy, if you go to West Virginia State Penitentiary, be careful with the area called Sugar Shack. It's crazy.
Now you know that's the first place you want to go, Eddie.
And she'll be there by herself.
Yeah.
No.
So actually, the first time
Thanks,
or at
Eddie.
least when I went, there was nothing that really happened in there.
Yeah.
So the first time I went was like a public hunt with some other people that I didn't know, but it was a smaller group. So we went down in the Sugar Shack, and two of the investigators we were with, they were like together. They were a couple. The minute they walked down in the Sugar Shack, their flashlights literally exploded. Like they didn't just burn out; they went psh, like you heard the crack, and they're like, "What the hell?" And like both of their lights were shattered, like where the plastic is. It's like, what the hell? Like,
you know what? You just brought up a memory for me.
One is weird, but two at the same time.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's a warning sign.
Yeah,
which is what reminded me when Ghost Hunters was at the building.
Mm-hmm.
Our fan, we had one of those like pedestal fan, exploded.
No shit.
Yeah, really? Like all of the blades on it. It was the plastic blades, and it just exploded. It was just sitting there in the back house, and they were all back there. Good times. I forgot about that.
Wow. Peggy, do you have a cryptid that most fascinates you?
Yeah, I'm not as well versed on cryptids as I am on the paranormal, but is it the Wendigo that we talked about?
Yeah.
Ever since we talked about that one, I'm like, I keep looking. It's like I'm seeing them everywhere now.
Go see Antlers. It's playing in theaters right now.
Yeah, so I would say
that's not okay.
Not the Puckwudgie.
Puckwudgies are fun.
Or the Chupacabra.
Listen, I like anything. Here's why I like Puckwudgies, because unless you're an asshole, they're not going to mess with you.
No.
I'm cool with that.
No,
Didn't Jeff capture one of those at Hinsdale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
This too, Holly. I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
What if the spirits we're talking to are actually alive and we're the spirits? Like the movie The Others. Like I'm convinced that's how life is.
Yeah.
That is like my favorite and I think most underrated paranormal movie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm stop going to work then.
And it's
right.
But it just gives such an interesting and like mind-opening perspective on a haunting.
Yeah.
Like they're just going about their lives thinking everything is normal.
Right.
You know? And it's quite the opposite.
Yeah. It was. That was really a mind-blowing movie.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah.
No.
And then,
I mean, I started getting really confused when her husband came back and was like, seemed like he was interacting with her, but still like ignoring her at the same time. And I'm like, what? That's when I was really like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Other than that, I thought it was really, they were just having a haunting.
Right.
You know, I thought they were the victims of the haunting, but yeah. It was that's my favorite. I think that's definitely my favorite paranormal movie.
Yeah.
And it's not like really super scary either, man. It's something I think Heisenberg could probably handle.
I think you could watch it at Heisenberg. I watched it and I loved it.
Yeah. It's not
I thought it was good.
I'm good.
He didn't even want to try. Like, nope, not me.
Yeah.
I know the gist of the movie right there, so I'm good.
We spoiled it for him, so now he won't watch it.
Holly. It's good though, and you know what? A lot of times when I use a Phasma box or Spirit box or whatever, like one of the first things you hear is like you'll hear hello. Okay,
yeah,
that's exactly what we do when we go into a location and we think that there's a spirit there. We go, hello.
Is anybody here?
Right.
Like, they're doing how did you get on the Spirit box?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. It's only polite to say hello first.
Sorry. That shit was funny.
Picklickers.
Pickle lickers? Okay. when we were at Hinsdale, people kept talking about puckwudgies, and we could not get the name right, and so we'd be like, puckwiggles, like every time it was like different words, and then finally we're like, let's just call them pickle lickers because we cannot remember the name.
Right.
That's
funny.
They're pickle lickers.
Doesn't sound right, but it's funny.
No, it's hilarious though.
Barb said, my sister used to say she thinks we are all in one big experiment. She would say, look at the clouds. They look like they are flat on our side, like they're above the glass. That's true.
Like we're in a big old snow globe and they're all
you always have like one of those moments, like one of those like deep thinking moments at the weirdest times.
Right.
Kind of, it's like the end of Men in Black, where you see the big alien picks up the galaxy, and then like we're in the galaxy, and he's like shooting them like marbles, like we're in game. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That could be something like, yeah.
Honestly,
it's like as crazy as weird as that looks, but like that's, and the galaxy is on Orion's belt. I mean, the galaxy is literally like right there on his collar. It makes you think. It's like the weirdest things.
Okay,
Holly, I've had that thought too. The Truman Show. Like, what if we're living somebody else's fantasy? And I'm sorry, whoever's watching my life.
Sorry, I'm fucking it up for you.
The Truman Show is way more exciting.
Holly, this weekend, I need you to watch The Others while eating Christmas tree cakes.
Yes.
And then report back.
Yes. That's your homework assignment.
Yes, Holly.
And report back next week, Thursday at 8.
Frozen.
That's Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're not on next week because of Turkey Day. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, motherfucking gobble.
Right? I'll be cooking this year. Like, I'm actually hosting Thanksgiving. It's a big deal for me. I've only done it once. Yeah, so we'll see. Nice. We'll see how that goes. Tune in later on the Truman Show.
We're going to the big meal at the mother-in-law's house.
Nice.
I love it. It's fun, but I'll be honest with you guys. I kind of like the just the four of us thing that happened last year.
Yeah.
It was just nice, relaxing. We didn't have to get dressed up. We didn't have to get dressed, period.
You have to behave while you're over there.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what we're doing for Thanksgiving.
You should probably find it. I'm sure Kate has it planned. You're fine.
Oh, I'm sure she does. She just tells me where to be.
Yeah, she's like, get in the car. Okay.
Okay.
Wear a nice shirt and you're good.
Oh, another member of the Bump of the Night Society. Yep, definitely see you tomorrow. Can't wait.
That's so cool.
That team, I just love them. I know I've said that probably 97 times, but
98.
98. Okay, I didn't think you were counting, but whatever. But they're serious in what they do, but they're not. They don't take themselves too seriously. They have a great sense of humor. Their TikToks are just hilarious.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I follow them.
Ace, that is not what I heard.
No puckwudgies.
He said
little creeps.
I think can be very brutal little creeps. Folktale is they killed native children. What? I'm more afraid of them than ghosts. I never heard that. I heard that like that if you were to mess with the Indian grounds or the burial grounds or the Native Americans in general, then they would be little creeps, brutal little creeps. But I heard that they were like protectors of the Native Americans.
Or their land, at least.
Right, in their land, yeah. Eddie. I'll probably have a lot of mashed potatoes because, like everything else, I'm probably going to overdo it. So
you could never have too many mashed potatoes. You could never have too much mashed potatoes, man. As long as there's gravy for them, then we're up.
I bought 30 pounds of potatoes, so I'll probably have some left over. I don't know.
That might do it. That might.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking.
30 pounds of potatoes?
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot I bought the first one, and then I bought 2 more. And...
So, according to Native American legends, on the internet.
Ooh,
The
the wise
Pukwudgie is a tribal affiliation with the Chippewa, Wampanoag, Algonquin, something, and Mohican. I couldn't pronounce the other one, but they're known amongst those tribes, and they're kind of akin to little people, like gnomes or fairies,
Oh.
that kind of thing. They're told throughout the northeastern United States, Canada, Great Lakes region, which makes sense because Hinsdale is where they've been seen. But their folklore is different amongst all the tribes, so there could be, different
okay.
stories behind them.
Yeah.
They're described as knee-high or even smaller. Their name literally means person of the wilderness, and they are usually considered to be spirits of the forest. In some traditions, they have a sweet smell and are associated with flowers. They have magical powers which vary from tribe to tribe and may include the ability to turn invisible, confuse people, or make them forget things, shapeshift into cougars or other dangerous animals, or bring harm to people by staring at them. So there's like a whole thing behind them. But
right.
From the stories that I've heard, the only reason they would get that ferocious or fearful is if somebody is desecrating the land in some fashion or disrespecting the tribe.
So if they could make us forget something, how do we know we haven't seen one before and they've wiped our memory of it?
Like Men in Black again. Man, that movie's like on point tonight. Right. According to legend, Pukwudgies can appear and disappear at will, lure people to their deaths, use magic, launch poison arrows, and create fire.
They are versatile little things, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right? They could do it all.
Well, Pukwudgies of the area, let it be known that I am a friend of you.
Right?
They're the paranormal Swiss Army knife, man. They can do it all.
Right.
That was one of the first things I did when I went to Hinsdale.
I said I'm a cougar.
I know.
That's funny.
I sat on top of the hill and I just said, I'm sorry for what happened. I promise you that was not me. Let's be friends, Pukwudgies.
And I went up there and said, Denise did it.
Right.
Denise did it all.
Yeah, we were there like maybe a year before. We were setting it up.
And I actually believe there was...
We're like, Denise, man.
Right. There's a picture.
The first time I actually heard the phrase Pukwudgie was back during, I think it was a Paranormal State episode where these people were living in this cabin in that area. And I believe Michelle Belanger was the person that they brought in, the psychic they brought in. And she actually specifically said, I believe this is a land-based spirit known as a Pukwudgie causing these issues.
So, that's cool.
I first heard about it on this show, so.
Shelley, the Native Americans believe that Pukwudgies were once friendly to humans, but then turned against them. That's the same exact story that a lot of tribal, like Canadian tribes and Pacific Northwest tribes, talk about when they explain the Bigfoot legends.
Yeah.
The Bigfoot used to be friendly with humans, the tribes, and I guess they used to invite them to like these parties and dinners or like these like feasts they would have together, and they would actually wrestle each other just to prove like how brave they were. But it was all in good fun. It was just like a festival type atmosphere, and then they would leave and go about their way. But apparently at one of these festivals or feasts, the Bigfoot, being 7-8 foot tall versus a human who may be strong but not 7 or 8 feet tall,
right?
The Bigfoot killed the Native American, which started this like regression of friendship, and they ended up moving away from each other, and that's why they became mystical and like you couldn't see them and stuff like that. But it was interesting.
Wow.
Interesting stories.
If we're being honest, human beings are pretty much garbage.
Yeah, pretty much.
So can we blame any of them for not wanting to? Can we blame any of them for not wanting to be associated with us anymore? No.
I wouldn't want to be associated with me anymore.
Right? Yeah. I don't even like me.
I think I know I think I know what you're talking about, Holly. I think it was like a movie of shorts, kind of like one of those where they had a bunch of short stories that at the end came together. I think I remember what she's talking about, though. I think it was called Cat's Eye. Yes.
True story.
So do you believe in aliens and UFOs, Peggy?
Yeah, I do, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
What extent?
Expound, if you will.
Yes. Tell me more, Peggy.
Yeah, again, it's not an area that I've studied a lot or I have a lot of expertise in, but again, it goes back to we can't be the only ones.
Yeah.
Right. So there's enough out there to make you wonder. There are enough stories to make you wonder that it begs us to study it and to find out more.
Right.
Peggy, aliens built pyramids. Fact or fiction?
Oh,
no. I'm going no.
Fiction.
Fiction.
Think it was humans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you disagree, Denise?
I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I'm 100% sure it was humans.
Oh. That's a big claim.
Yep.
Dustin said Egyptians built them. Why's it got to be Egyptians?
No, I wanted you to.
I think it was Bigfoot.
Maybe they're a lot stronger.
And I think I read that they didn't, like, people always thought the slaves built them, but no, they had skilled workers doing it.
They would have to have some kind of engineering.
Yeah, because some of them are buried around near the pyramid.
Oh, the engineers?
Yeah.
I was gonna see if Shelley was still on, if that was a movie she was telling me about.
Patience, I don't believe, I haven't looked outside because I'm in the basement in the man cave. I do not know if it's snowing yet here.
It was snowing a little bit up here.
Was it?
It's not here, but it's windy, still windy, crazy. I mean, I was worried about my connection here. I mean, it was that windy.
Oh man, I gotta take the
Here's the snow belt. Here's Stowe and Akron. Here is Madison.
Yeah, right.
If your hand could be any bigger and point it out, there is Madison.
Yeah.
Everybody hold up your hands.
Madison, Chardon, Paynesville.
Yeah, Chardon's bad too.
Yeah. I'm not in the snow belt, but it's still windy like here.
I think we're in what they call the secondary snow belt.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be blowing pretty well from down north before we get really blasted like you guys do.
I was up in Michigan. Wasn't it snowing like mid-July up there?
Where are you?
Snowing in Michigan.
Where are you?
Michigan.
They're in Stowe.
Yeah, I live in Stowe, Akron. He's not in the Akron area.
Yeah, I'm in Akron.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if it's snowing here. Doesn't look like it. But Peggy's right. It is windy out there.
Welcome to the Cryptic Weather Show.
Yeah.
Weather's on the 10s.
And here's Heisenberg with the traffic report.
Storm Watch 2021.
Right.
I'll be like,
Snowmageddon.
It's windy.
Back to yours.
We also have the cooking show and the food critic show and
the pickle lickers.
Pickle lickers.
That's the comedic portion.
We were laughing so hard because it was somebody that we were there with kept calling them something different every time. And it was so funny. She just kept making up these names and she was like not doing it to be funny until we got to pickle lickers. Then it was like, that was obviously meant to be funny, but she kept saying something different every time. It was a good time. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about Michigan because that's where the Photographs event is, and that's in March. So that'll be
that could go either way. That could go either way.
I tend to try and not book anything
right
at a time just for that reason. I mean,
hopefully the limo they send is 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, there you go.
Better be.
Listen, if Tim invites you to be a special guest at his
there better
event,
be a limo involved.
I don't care if it's 2 feet of snow.
At least a private jet.
Dustin, I would not call your kids pickle lickers. I don't think that sounds good.
No.
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with Ray on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to get a lot of snow tonight and tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm hoping it stays up in your area.
Right?
You guys keep that shit up there, please.
I don't know. I don't have to go anywhere anymore. I haven't put gas in my car forever.
Oh.
So,
all right.
I wouldn't mind seeing some snow. And I know Ray's got to drive all over the place in it, so that would be an added fun for me. I just text him saying, "So what are you doing, man?" I'm just chilling here on my couch watching TV while I'm supposed to be working.
Are you full time at home now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I was I had a delivery up by your office and I drove through your parking lot really slow, stalking to see if you were there.
No, I'm sure that wasn't creepy at all.
No, not at all. Especially when I pulled up to that stranger, like, "Hey, you seen Mike anywhere?"
I got some oxygen for him.
Is that a code? Is that a code word for something else?
Right. Yeah. You would think.
That's the plier.
Peggy, what else are you doing in 2022? Since you're going to slow down after this?
No, I've already booked a few things. I'm working on, I booked Fairfield for a private, but I'm inviting a few friends for that one. I'm working on Crescent, which is, I was there. Yeah, I was there for a public this past, I don't know, sometime in the fall.
Yeah.
It was insane. We were in the chapel, and I have this on my phone. We were in the chapel, and it was Ghost Hunts USA. So of course, they're doing groups. And the one girl says, "Our Father who art in heaven," finish this off. "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." Was so clear. We were so mad at each other because we all swore that somebody said it.
Oh my gosh.
In that room, like 10, 15 people in that room all heard it.
Wow.
And we just stopped and we're like, okay, who's the that said that out loud and ruined this whole thing? And nobody did. I mean, it was crazy. And it is huge.
Can I ask a silly question?
Yeah.
What the hell is Crescent? Where is it?
I've never heard of it myself. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
yeah. Crescent. I don't remember if it's sanitarium or sanatorium. I always get those two.
Yeah.
Right. But it's in Crescent, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's one of those that's new. We're just kind of starting hearing about it.
Okay.
The only one who I don't think they had opened it up to privates yet. It was Ghost Hunts USA who was handling those.
Gotcha.
They now opened it up to privates. But yeah, so we're working as well. And then of course I always like to go to the ones that Austin runs. Oglay's Village is one of my favorites. So I got to go back there next year.
He hasn't posted or announced
a new
location,
he's teasing us on his new location.
Yeah.
He keeps saying it's coming. And then of course got to go to Marcus's.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I do want to go
Greenville
there.
Manor. That place looks amazing.
I love the woodwork
just walk through the house.
Right?
Yeah.
And he posted today that there's heat
on the first floor.
Heat and plumbing, which is
and he's got a special. He's got a special going on. So if you book this Friday, as long as you get money off if you book for December or January. So
yeah, I would love to go do that one.
Yeah.
Mama Roof.
Me too. Andrea.
Mama Roof.
Andrea sometimes watches the show on VR headset.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Andrea. Sorry.
That's funny.
Well, we apologize.
Yeah. Well, maybe she only did it once.
Yeah,
she was like,
Andrea
once was enough.
She learned her lesson.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh my God, no."
What about Barb Young and Andrea?
They're going to be at the Parasite Con, actually a couple booths down from us, so that'll be cool. And the Willoughby Walk Haunted Housewives will be there, who we had that event with a couple weekends ago.
That was fun.
That was super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually, I've been there a couple times. That was probably one of the more active nights that we've been there. So it was pretty cool.
It was cool. I would love to be able to get into that place for a private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
I wish that they would open it up because I don't think they understand like how much money they're missing out on if they would just open it up, you know?
Right.
Are they worried about people hurting?
Probably messing with this stuff.
But
if you have people watching it, you know.
Right. Yeah. If you have somebody there, and how many events have they done, and that's never been an issue. You know what I mean? Like, they should understand.
Yeah, maybe I know that it's kind of like under a new regime, and maybe they could work something. But I know the older group that used to run it was new.
Yeah.
No, they wanted the haunted house. I was doing their annual. They did it twice one year, but I think they just went back to them one time a year.
And plus, like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, if you can make $1,000 every weekend, let's just say you make $500 every weekend day, and maybe only open it up on weekends.
Right.
That's $4,000 a month.
Right.
Are you telling me that if somebody breaks a table, that $4,000 a month isn't going to make up for it? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't see anybody walking into a place and doing like structural damage.
Right. Yeah.
If something gets broken, it's going to be like a painting or a chair or, you know.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. But no, that was so fun. So weird how I ended up on Denise's team.
I know. It's
like,
so
weird.
So random.
Yeah, you guys suck. You guys left me out.
I wonder how many more people that go.
Although I had fun. I had fun with the guy I was with.
Yeah, Chris is a good dude. He's a really good dude. I wonder if that cat ball that I dropped in the floorboards up there is
still going off.
Yeah, right. Well, it was just so weird.
They'll be up there, and all of a sudden they just hear like the sound of a ball going across the floor.
Oh, I think somebody might have. Never mind. I just hear the vacuum upstairs going. I think.
Kristen, don't know how we ended up in that basement. So
weird.
Gosh. We were investigating the elevator, and then just something happened.
I pressed the wrong button, and I thought we were going back to the safe room.
Yes, and how many haunted locations can you go to that has a working elevator that doesn't scare the shit out of you?
Right? That was cool.
Not that it was meant for us, but it was there, so you might as well use it.
And if we accidentally press the basement button while we're on the elevator, then whoops.
Well, somebody had our room. They were in the Indian room. We had no place to go.
We had no place.
I wouldn't let Chris do it because it was against the rules.
I seriously had no idea anybody was in that room, and they scared the shit out of me.
They scared the shit out of me for sure.
Yeah.
And they all of a sudden I hear Todd's voice. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, it's Todd.
They were not leaving for anything.
No. Rude.
Yeah, rude.
It's okay because it worked out because I really wanted to go down to that basement anyway. So
what? No, we weren't there. No.
I mean,
yeah, that other place.
Yeah.
The sub floor.
We were in the
lower level.
The lower
level.
We went into the upside down.
Below ground level.
Barb wants to know, Peggy, have you ever been to the Hotel Conneaut?
I have not, but I would really like to go there.
Yeah. Goose keeps saying he's going to get that lined up.
Yeah. I keep saying a lot of things, don't I?
Yeah. But we actually, Peggy, just figured out that we can record the show and then play it at a different time because we're always like, we want to do investigations together, but Thursday nights are hard. You can't just go somewhere on a Thursday night when we all have jobs. So we're thinking about doing some investigations at places and just record it and do that for the show. Yeah.
That's really cool. There's another, and I don't know if any of my Bump in the Night Society friends are still on, but there's another hotel that they've gone to, and I can't think of the name of it right now. That is
a Knickerbocker?
No. I heard of that one, but no, I am not. I can't think of it. But you can rent the entire hotel.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the vampire room. I think it's a vampire room. probably just butchering all of these names, but I want to go there. Wherever that is, I want to go.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, the Knickerbocker's amazing. I love that place.
Yep.
Yeah. And I met the owner. She's a phenomenal, like, you could just listen to her talk all the time.
Sometimes you don't have a choice. She's lovely. Love her to death.
But that girl can talk, man.
Yeah, she does have to talk.
And she knows it. She laughs about it too, but
yeah.
We were packing up. Yeah, we were packing up and trying to get out of there. She's like, "Oh, come see this." She's like showing us. I mean, it was cool. She's showing us all these videos that people have taken.
Yeah, that was cool. But we were like, okay.
It's like 3:00 in the morning. Code Red at the Knickerbocker. Yeah.
Is that where that happened?
Yes.
That's where it all went down, Barb.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
Oh, this lonely Code Red just looks like it's up for grabs, so I think I'll just snag it and drink it in front of Ray.
Well, what's funny is I watched her take it.
I know you did.
And you didn't say a word.
No.
Yeah.
I went to grab it, and I'm like, what the hell?
All of a sudden, Heisenberg brings out his camera. Like,
right? It was Barb. It was Barb.
I just sat there and watched her go, and then Ray walked in like 2 minutes later and was like, where's it at?
What?
But she's a good sport. She brought me another one. I think it was at FC Icon. She brought one for me.
Yeah.
So
that was
all good fun.
Good times. Love it. Love our family.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Making sure I didn't miss any questions, but
I know
I think question period is over. Now we need to be talking about food.
There we go.
Yeah. Peggy, what's your favorite snack for an investigation?
Oh, for investigations, my favorite snack is probably red vines or something. The little piece ones, not the ones that you have to chew, but I love anything that's fruity and chewy. So red vines or anything like that.
I like the sour gummy worms. Those are my favorite.
Oh yeah, I love gummy worms in general. Not really the sour ones, but I do like gummy worms.
Andrew's like, I love how the paranormal and food go hand in hand. It does.
They do.
You can always tell who ordered the pizza by what's on it.
Yeah.
Adam Kimmel special.
Oh yeah, Barb, Skittles too. Anything fruity, chewy. I don't really crave chocolate. I crave fruity and chewy.
I wanted to eat the pizza at the place so bad, but I knew what would happen if I did. We were at the.
Oh, dude, it was killing me.
I looked at it. I was like, oh.
At the Lake County Poorhouse, I was like, I had to back away from people because my stomach was just going like, oh my god, I'm sorry, guys.
That's why I was like, nope, I'm not eating it.
Kristen likes Pop-Tarts.
Andrew likes Jolly Ranchers, and I love Jolly Ranchers too, but I am too damn impatient because I want to be done with it. I want to go on to the next. I'm trying to chew it. It's getting stuck on my teeth, and then I'm going to break something.
Yeah.
Amber Wellman got gummy lifesavers.
Oh yeah, those pretty good.
Oh, those are one. Yeah, they have tropical flavor. They have a regular flavor, and then they have like tropical flavor.
Those are pretty good.
Like the purple bag.
Yep.
It has like the different berry ones. Oh my god, they were so good. Yeah. And Kristen's. They got their fanny packs because they fit Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know if that's why they got them, but I do know that they fit in there perfect.
Now and later's, ew, Holly. She doesn't like zebra cakes, and she likes now and later's.
And she hasn't seen the others. That's 3 strikes, Holly.
We have to come on your show and have a little talk. See how I did that there? I'm kidding. We have to have her on our show and have a little talk.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly wants keys.
Shelly wants all the coffees.
Kristen.
She did say it's 100% why we made them.
Kristen, did I don't know if I told you that, guys, this, or if Kristen told you this, but we investigated at Blennerhassett, the island, and we did not know that each other was going. So I'm sitting there.
Nice.
I got there a little early. I was coming from Licking County, so I got there a little early. I'm sitting there in my, my car, kind of looking at my phone, and Kristen's like, "Did you just drive past us?" So we ended up being there together, and Brent Stevens was there as well. So it was kind of funny.
Nice.
We all ran into
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it was funny too. That was the one where you guys camped out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you guys like posted pictures, and it was like the exact same picture. Like, do you guys have the same tent even? Like, they both posted a picture of their tent, like, here for the weekend. And I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to have the same kind of tent. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was very strange. Yep, best birthday surprise ever. Yep, because her birthday was the 16th and mine was the 15th. So
oh, nice.
We got our birthdays together. We're gonna have to do that next year, Kristen. That was fun.
That was fun. I mean, that obviously I wasn't there. It looks like you guys had fun, and I thought it was so funny that you guys didn't even know you were going to be there together.
That is pretty cool.
You know what? Denise really probably thought it was fun. Because she does.
She was living vicariously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She probably was like, yeah, that's not a bad thing. It's just like,
right?
Yeah, you probably felt the funness.
I did.
Yeah.
Like, I love Facebook, and you know, there's
I try to be positive like that, but normally I'm like,
yeah,
damn it, I wish I was there.
Listen, it takes so much discipline, you know, and it takes a lot of discipline to not let the negative stuff affect you the same way. But like, I love, you know, I'm not a jealous person. I'll look at a post and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so fun. You're not even there. How is that fun?
I barely look at any post on Facebook, really. I just go for the articles.
I'm about to take a serious break, I think, from the social media here in the next couple weeks during the holidays, except for the show and like posting stuff for the show.
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you just have to break off.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's time.
You're hardly on anyways with your work.
It's nice. I like it.
No,
I do it on the weekend
if
sometimes.
I scroll down for like a quick second and that's it. Like I don't have time to look at everybody's.
I know. I feel bad. Because I do, you know, we have so many people that I like to support, you know.
Right.
I just have not been on Facebook much. And if I do, it's like, you know, for my business page or whatever. And then I don't know.
Right.
I feel bad.
Yeah, basically I look for the weird history stuff. Like there's the articles that pop up, weird history. That's basically all I do on Facebook.
What catches me sometimes is like the nerdy like clickbait, like on the movies, like the Marvel Universe movies. Like look, they just
behind the scenes.
Yeah, or they just released the official trailer for Spider-Man. I got to watch that. Or
you didn't watch it yet?
No, I did watch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. Total nerdgasm there when I watch that. My wife is like, "What is your issue?" Because I'm in the living room watching. I'm like, "Oh my god, like hearing all these voices and like from past movies and stuff. I'm like, "Oh my god."
This is how bad it's gotten for me. I've been watching reaction videos of people watching the trailer. I'm like, yeah, I felt the same way.
Right. Yeah, it's.
Yes, Andrea, definitely that too. You should have seen me. I took my girls to see the My Hero Academia movie at the movie theater, which I'm a dork. I loved it, you know, obviously. But they had there is another Matrix movie coming out with Neo, the actual Neo. So it's like somehow he got plugged back into the Matrix and he's being re-unplugged. It's like it all happened over again. I don't know. It's weird, but there's a lot of the recurring. Anyways, I was like, oh my god. And my daughters are like, what? I'm like, that's freaking Neo. My youngest is like, I thought that was John Wick because he's got the same look.
Yeah,
he's got the long hair with the beard and everything. But no, I'm like, no, it's Neo.
Yeah.
So I gotta introduce them to Matrix now.
Yeah.
Damn it. Darn it.
You know what though?
But we all like,
you don't have to. You don't have to. Here's a little parenting hack from me. My husband and I go to see every Marvel movie in the theaters, and we never take the children. We go by ourselves, and then when it comes out on Disney Plus or whatever, then the kids can watch it. But we're not going to have them asking questions, ruining the movie. We need to focus on the movie. So go see fix by yourself. Don't take the kids.
A lot of the times, my kids are fine. It's me that can't keep my mouth shut. Like, that would never happen in the comic book. You know, it's like the whole time I'm like, I love the movies, but the whole time I'm watching the last
Endgame.
Yeah, the end game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like thinking of the actual how it went down in the comic book. I'm like, wait, that's not right. That never happened. Like,
yeah.
But I was cool. Like I was, I had to keep myself separate, and I did a better job. But
yeah,
what drives me crazy
it's
is
all
when my
silence
youngest
and you
daughter,
hear Ray just say bullshit.
Yeah,
right,
give me my money.
bullshit. Throwing popcorn at this. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's what I watch if I'm like getting deep diving into Facebook. It's usually just watching trailers or something about movies coming out that I want to see.
When I saw I didn't know The Matrix was coming back out. When I saw that trailer, I about flipped out.
Yeah, I saw that when we went to see My Hero Academia. They had that, and the Ghostbusters one, the official like long trailer.
Yeah.
Oh my god. My daughters were flipping out. We just kept looking at each other like, oh my god. Like everybody else is like a bunch of real little kids because they're seeing My Hero Academia.
Right.
They're all like, what?
Ray's up there going, oh yeah.
I thought they were, yeah. I thought the Ghostbusters were 3 women. I'm like, no, that's not the right one. It was good as a separate entity, but it's not the right one.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious too.
Those women are freaking hilarious.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And as a separate entity, I completely enjoyed it. And and they had some throwbacks. They had some cameos by the original cast, which was
that's what I felt. It was a separate entity, you know. Like, and I think people were upset about it because they think it's supposed to follow this.
Right? Yeah, it's not.
You know, no.
Right.
No, it was a redo, and they did it on purpose. They wanted to add the female characters to it, and again, they're all Saturday Night Live, and
oh my god,
hilarious!
The CGI in that one was awesome.
Yeah, I have to agree. The special effects were amazing, and I'm actually kind of upset because they left it open at the end for a sequel, and nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
So, but now they're doing Afterlife.
Right.
I think Chris Hemsworth is one of my favorite characters in that movie.
What's that?
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
he was awesome.
Also hilarious.
But I can't wait for Ghostbusters.
Oh, dude.
I can't wait for all the movies we just talked about, actually.
I know.
All right.
Finally saw Shang-Chi because they released it for free on Disney Plus.
Yep, we watched.
That was actually pretty good. I was surprised that I liked it because I
haven't seen it. It's on Disney Plus though.
I never read any of his storylines on comics. That's why I always kind of compare it to like what I know from the comics. I never read any of his storyline, but it was actually really good. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Peggy. Sorry, Peggy. No. Peggy's just sitting there smiling, being so sweet, like she always is.
Getting back off of Facebook to
oh gosh,
movie rants.
All good. It's all good.
We just can't stay on track to save our lives. So
that's why people love our show, though. Yeah.
We have just the right amount of ADD.
Right.
I have a lot, so that's why I sit here with the hands crossed and try to stay as focused as possible.
He's laser focused.
So Holly said Holly, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We love you to death. Have a good night. And thank you for letting me know there was a lunar eclipse because I had no idea.
Oh, shit, that's right. Somebody else commented on it. Yeah, and it's supposed to be like
a crazy one, right?
Have to get up at 4 to see it.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
I already have
4,
to get up
right?
an hour early to be there for my booster shot, so I ain't doing that.
You might be heading into some snow.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like the biggest one that we've had in like 590 something years.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Damn it, maybe I will get up.
No, I'm not. You know it's going to be all overcast anyways.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That sucks.
Good call. I'll
just look out the window because usually 4 o'clock is usually my old man dash to the bathroom time. I'll look out the window. Oh, no, nothing. Right.
580 years. Look at it. See, I pay attention sometimes.
Good job, D.
Is it a pink moon lunar eclipse or something like that?
I don't know.
Oh, you're
something
getting
crazy.
way too into
It kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Isn't it the purpose?
You never know. You might hear you calling yourself in the kitchen.
Yep.
Oh my God, Peggy, I will burn my fucking house
I'm
down.
going to tell my past self to wake my current self up at 4 a.m.
There
then
you
can sell
go.
yourself a house.
Right.
Ooh.
It's
Double
the beaver
commission?
moon.
Yeah. You'd be walking
Dr.
through the
Real
house saying, well, this is beautiful. Don't you think?
Right.
Holly said it's the beaver moon. I think she just wanted me to say that out loud.
Yeah, I think it might be a beaver moon.
Yeah, it's something weird, I remember, but I couldn't remember what it was. Holly's on top of it, though.
She's
got
like
us.
into it. That's awesome. Thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
Thank you for dropping the knowledge.
Drop that knowledge.
Boom. Knowledge bomb.
Because we're over here like, I don't know, it's something.
I'm
And
like,
Holly's
what's an
like, oh my
eclipse?
God, idiot. 580 years.
What's the moon?
My brother had an eclipse. He drove to school. Dumbass.
Yep.
You're a moon baby, or I'm a moon baby.
Both. What the hell?
I do that shit all the time. I'll like read some weird road sign in a different way than it's meant to be.
Yeah. Grammar, yeah. Punctuation does count. Punctuation counts.
Yeah. I was trying not to.
We drove by this restaurant like in the middle of nowhere, and it said, "Come visit fish fry chicken." And I'm like, that's weird. Come visit fish fry chicken? Like, I didn't know fish could fry chicken. My kids are just like, God damn it, Dad.
And I could visit them.
I think only walleye could fry chicken.
Like, what?
It's
what
the type of chicken. It's fish fried chicken. Fish fried chicken.
That just sounds wrong.
They have chicken fried steak.
Yeah, they have chicken fried steak. Right.
Well, I always ask when they serve it to me what chicken fried it for me. Like, what kind of chicken
God.
fried this thing?
That's such a dad joke.
You're such a dad joke.
Right.
That's a dad thing.
I love it, though. Keep them coming.
My dad always used to say, just for the halibut. That's a fish, you know.
Just for the halibut?
My dad, never heard my dad say in his life, but that's for the halibut. That's a fish, you know.
Ray's going to be using that now for
the... Oh, that's in the arsenal. I love dad jokes.
Same.
Holly's dancing naked under the moon.
Oh, so you're going to bed, Holly?
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta go, guys. Gotta go to bed.
It's cold out there, man. It's cold out there.
He's the reason for the lunar eclipse,
right?
All because of Holly.
I'll watch it on Netflix.
You're gonna watch Holly dance naked on Netflix?
I was talking about the eclipse, but whatever. Oh. It's late night TV, so
fish fried chicken and
dancing naked under the moon.
I'm a moon baby.
We nailed it. Officially off the rail.
Sounds like a regular Friday for me.
Perfect, because it is 10 o'clock.
Right? That went fast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, all right. Sorry for the derailment there, guys.
I'm not. That's a mark of our show.
It's our signature.
I was like, don't be sorry. It's what we do.
Just remember, I'm a moon baby.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. Holly said it, not me.
Oh, goodness.
Holly said it. Shit, I can't even. Then we've accomplished our goal for the year.
Yep, we're done.
We've brought smiles. We talked to an amazing person.
I'm so glad you came on, Peggy.
Yeah,
I'm so glad I was on too. You guys are the best. I love it.
I'll have to do it again. Doesn't it go so fast? Like
it
you probably
does.
Get on the show and you're like, it can't go that fast. Like it feels like we've been talking for 20 minutes.
Right.
It's fast.
I just keep hearing the wind and knowing I have to take the trash out, man.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Shelly.
Okay, now I'm reading Holly's. I'm reading everything like Goose. I'm a moon child.
I'm a moon child.
Well, thank you for joining the Cryptic Paranormal show tonight.
Great.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, it's probably time for us to get out of here before we start incriminating
Before we get
ourselves doing other
censored.
stupid shit.
Right.
Can't get censored.
Before Williver hops back on and we all get fired.
Oh, he fired me weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
Now Holly's getting mad at us. She said, "Not that. I'm a moon." Good night, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Actually, before we leave, everybody have a great Thanksgiving next week.
Yes.
Enjoy your family.
Yes.
Enjoy being together. Whatever you do to celebrate the holiday. Have a wonderful one, and we will be back the week after. That's when Tim Miley's coming on?
Yes, it is.
But don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. We love you guys. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye, Peggy. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.